Hello and welcome to another episode of Dinner with the Macleans. Now today we have a truly special guest, a legend of the world of rock and roll, arguably the best bass guitarist who has ever lived. It's Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now we discussed a bit about the importance of music to him, what motivates him on the global world tours that he does with his bands, what he does when times get tough and the team dynamics on such an intense thing like a world tour. Ewan and Lachlan tried to recite a poem to him. Lachlan bottled it, Ewan stepped in, he also bottled it. And we all started swearing quite a lot, I think to try and act a bit cooler around Flea. I mean, he's an icon, he's a legend, he's one of our childhood heroes, and he's just a wonderful human being, and it was an absolute pleasure and honor to chat to him. So I hope you enjoy the episode. Just a heads up that we had a slight technical issue with the conversation with Flea, and the recording jumps in about 10 minutes into the conversation.
Yeah, you'll know the Kiki Expedition.
I've heard of it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I know about it.
So it was like in the, when was it? It was in was it 40s? No, it was, I think late 40s, yeah. And they set off in this, it was like basically a giant balsa raft. So it's like a raft made out of balsa wood, and they had their water was all stored in like bamboo. They had loads of like big thick bits of bamboo on the kind of the hull of the boat, and all the water was in there.
They'd refill them. They'd use kind of tarps and stuff to, whenever it rains, they'd refill them.
And they were kind of recreating, how the Polynesians did it. And it was the full Pacific. But we actually, funnily enough, we set off from the exact same yacht club that Kiki set off from in the 40s. So it was, really, really cool. And that was total coincidence.
But you guys started in Lima, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in KL. Just outside Lima, La Punta.
Yeah.
What an amazing country. I'd never been to Peru before, but it's the people are so hospitable, welcoming. We were just blown away by that, I think.
Have you toured in Peru?
Yeah, of course. It's a great place to play a concert. It changed a lot. The first time we went there, it was not doing well economically at all. It was like just a lot of favela vibe and real urban decay. And the last time I went there, it's like become super upscale, like much more. I think their economy is doing way better. But I just love it. I love the food. I love Latin American culture is pretty fucking cool, straight up.
Absolutely.
Peru is beautiful.
Flea, what stage are you at the moment? Are you touring? Are you recording? Where are you at the moment? You're at home?
I'm at home. The Chili Peppers, over the last few years, we put out 2 double albums, and we did a 2-year long world tour, a big old stadium tour, and we finished that like 8 months ago or so, and came home, and I play the trumpet, and I just made a jazz trumpet record that I'm really excited about. And so I've been super, super focused on that. And then right now we're just kind of, I probably shouldn't really talk about it because band business, but we're just starting to write and stuff. Just starting to put together some music, yeah.
Cool.
Music for us is, it's a lifetime event. You can pretty much take for granted it's just constant. It's like when something's your life, it's not just, we made some money so we can stop. It's like, no, it's this mountain. We're always fucking climbing this mountain, trying to get better, trying to learn, studying music history, learning more about music. It's this infinite, beautiful thing, and I just always studying it. And I just it's amazing, what you were saying about getting in tune with the cosmos like that. That's so amazing to me. And I bet, even though, yes, you guys have the technology, but getting in tune like that, that's something that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Like, what a gift you're not only giving to the world by doing this for, to want to make the environment a better place for everybody, but for yourselves, like for the rest of your lives, you're going to have so much depth in the character of your lives and Congratulations. It's fucking
Oh,
incredible.
that's so kind of you. I mean, to be honest, with all the technology as well, we
Yeah.
for the vast majority of the time we have it all off, and that's partly just to save power, but it's also
Yeah.
like a really conscious choice to try and to try and not be distracted from the moment and to experience, because we are so lucky to be able to experience this incredible adventure, and yeah, I think if we didn't turn off things, we didn't, if we had the Starlink on the whole time, we were able to, we wouldn't, get what we would, what this opportunity has, for us
Yeah.
to develop as people. And I think that's a
Yeah.
really cool, it's a cool kind of spiritual experience. One
Yeah.
thing that I think you'd like to hear about, we did 3 days of complete silence as well, which was really cool. It was like a really cool spiritual kind of. It was funny. It came at a time just totally by chance where we had really varied weather. We had some of the biggest conditions, but, but we were also like trying to be. We had a vow of silence. We weren't saying anything on board.
We were like trying to like signal like how are the battery levels like.
Yeah. Very cool. When else do you get an opportunity to do something like that? Then I
Yeah.
mean,
It's hard not to talk.
oh, it's hard.
I've done meditation retreats where you take a vow of silence, and
Yeah.
even then, like you just blurt something out without thinking, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or I've
Have
done
you,
it on
you
tour. I used to do a day of silence on tour, and I was like, "How the fuck am I going to get room service? You know, somebody bring me a hamburger." Like you can't
Wow.
sign it over the phone, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you, Flea, am I right in thinking you've done some Vipassana retreats?
Yeah, Vipassana retreats. Yep.
Like 10-day retreats?
No, I only did the 3 day ones. There was this. I
Yeah.
did 3 times. I did the 3 day one, but I really want to go do
Wow.
the 10 day one. And my wife was like, "You're a fucking disaster. Go do a 10 day one."
That's amazing. How, like, that must be tough. I've got friends that have done them, and it sounds like, a roller coaster, similar to this, like a real roller coaster of highs and lows, and one moment you're
Yeah,
crying, next minute you're like jubilant. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's pretty intense. But I mean, what you guys are doing, I'm a distance runner. I run marathons, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
that thing is just like when you're pushing yourself physically like that, and running a marathon is nothing compared to what you guys are doing. But I guess, I mean, are your bodies holding up good? Like all that rowing, man. I mean, the same motion all the time, those muscles. Like, how do you take care of your bodies? How do you do it? Do you need to do like special, like supportive stretches or, I mean, like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, there's a few things. So like, we were super fortunate in we rode across the Atlantic about 5 years ago, and through that process, we got in touch with this amazing lady called Chloe Lanthier,
Yeah,
who she kind of took us on a little bit as part of that road. But then for this road, we said like we'd love to work together, and she set a kind of year and a half program where a lot of it is in the preparation and making sure your body's really ready to go for something like this. And it's funny, she said at the beginning, before we left, it's like the aim is for you to not lose any body weight, feel as good as you do now when you arrive in Australia. And we were like, "Oh, I, I, I don't know about that," because I mean, having had the experience of the Atlantic, and we got to the other side, and we were fucked. We were absolutely couldn't have done any more. But yeah, I mean, touch wood, like we're all feeling really, really good. I think there's like one or two things like I've got some quite bad blisters, which are just in like they're quite awkward places for rowing because they're right where the oars are, obviously, and
yeah,
you get a funny thing with your hands because you're clenching like that the whole time. Oh, well, I
yeah,
mean, it's kind of a loose grip on the oars, but because you're putting force through your fingers,
yeah,
you get this kind of claw hand thing. So yeah, I don't know. We've been trying to stretch them out. We've actually, funnily enough, we've got some instruments on board as well. So we've been playing. Like I got my guitar, and I think that genuinely, like, we've not had that much of an opportunity to play, but I think that does help moving the fingers. I mean, Lachlan's got the accordion with it. Yeah,
I think it's been actually it's really interesting. I think it kind of goes back to that like that like the state of awareness we're in. I think we are like I think our bodies are in like a form of survival mode probably. Like we're not. I don't think we're recovering. We're just kind of like maintaining and like all of our energy is going into like doing what we need to do each day. But it's really interesting. A few days ago, we've had some like headwind and some pretty unfavorable weather the last few days. So we've had to use a thing called like a parachute anchor. Basically, row all day, like row three up, and then overnight have like 6 hours of deploying this anchor, and it basically stops the boat in the water. It stops you, losing ground. But that's given us like a rare opportunity to have more than 3 hours of sleep. Like the kind of routine is we'll have max 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we would think like 6 hours of sleep after 3 months of like bugger all sleep, having 6 hours, that will feel amazing after that. And
Yeah.
we've all felt dreadful,
Yeah.
like terrible. And in the morning, it's like our bodies are like seeing this opportunity to start recovering.
Yeah.
And like we're waking up, like it's like we've had a really rough night in a tent and on an uncomfortable like sleeping mat, and our like hands are getting sore, our like knees are sore, backs are sore. So I think we just need to keep going with the routine, keep our bodies in this survival mode until we hit Australia. And then I think
Yeah.
I've got a question just about doing like world tours.
Yeah.
Like I think in some ways surely it's kind of comparable, because you're talking like a 2 year. I don't know, how do you keep going? Like what kind of level are you running on? It must be.
There's definitely times when I'm running on fumes and I've got
Yeah,
nothing. But it
yeah,
all, I've been doing it for a long time. We've been doing this for 43 years or something.
yeah,
And, our performance is really physical. So one
yeah,
thing I try, stay in the best shape I can. I'm always like, staying in good shape. But for me, emotionally, the whole thing is I'm doing this to be of service. Like, yeah, sure,
yeah,
I like to make money and all that. And that's, I like money as much as the next person. But like a long time ago, I could have retired and I could be eating papayas, taking bong hits on the beach somewhere,
yeah,
But it's like it's a job to bring joy to people through music. And when I
yeah,
stay in that mindset, because there's so many nights where it's like I'm sitting in a hotel room and it's like I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. I don't want to go face 50,000 people in the stadium and play a concert. But
yeah,
it's time to go. And it's like, okay, it's not about me. I feel like shit. I'm tired. I got the flu. I'm whatever I've going on with me. I'm heartbroken. My wife left me. Whatever's going on. But it's like, it's not, I have to let go of my life completely and do it because it's a being of service. And once I kind of figured that out, everything became easier. When I stopped looking at it selfishly, but started looking at it as it's time for me to be there for the people, be there for my bandmates, and be there to honor the tradition of music, which is like a thing for humanity, which is an important thing. And so
yeah.
so that was kind of the big thing for me. And I'm sure with you guys, there's got to be days when you're just like, I just fucking give me some dinner and a nap,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, honestly, man, this week, like, yesterday was fine, but the last 10 days have been kind of hellish, to be honest. But
There
yeah,
was kind of a good quote that I think has been resonating, which I think it kind of it sounds like it's kind of similar for you, where it's kind of is it probably just this too shall pass, and in the context of the good times but the bad times as well, and keeping that in mind, that if you're having a really shit time, that just, it'll pass. Just keep going, and it'll pass. And you'll be back in good times. But then likewise, you can get around to the amazing times. You've got to appreciate them because they will pass as well. So trying to stay in the moment and kind of appreciate that, like say, and I think for you being in front of like 80,000 people or whatever, that they must be some pretty incredible moments. You must be like just euphoric and have like incredible moments, but also I guess it's work as well.
yeah, ups and downs, man, but it's like that thing. It's like in everything in life, like what you're doing or what I do for a living or what anyone does, like what a garbage man does when he's like, barely getting by and has to get up and work all day and has got a broken foot or whatever it is, It's like all we ever have is what's in here in our heart, and everything can come and go. But if you're nurturing that place in your heart, the big ups and the big downs, like, yeah, you have to deal with them and things hurt and things give you joy. But when you nurture and take care of your heart, you've always got it and it's always there for you. Like, whether like whatever your spiritual beliefs are, whatever, but that thing, like your connection to the divine or your connection to yourself, that is the only thing that is real.
Yeah. I'm thinking of that poem, the Thread poem.
Oh yeah, can you remember it?
Yeah, we've had like loads of like amazing quotes and poems sent to us out here.
Yeah.
But it's like what is it? William Stafford.
Yeah.
So there's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. You have to explain about the thread.
People ask about the thread.
Yeah.
You have to explain about the thread.
Tragedies happen.
Tragedies happen.
People get hurt or die, and you suffer and get old. Nothing you can do can stop time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's a beautiful idea. Like we're following this thread that you can't see, and sometimes our vision gets totally, you can't, whatever, it's overcast or you get hit by a storm or, your vision goes, but just hold on to the thread. And I think it's a lovely like metaphor for I suppose exactly what you're saying, like following that inner calling, whatever's in your heart sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And taking care of that thread and knowing the thread and just because it's like the thread is always there for you, but you got to take care of it. You got to know it. You got to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I mean, look, and hard work and discipline and commitment. Like when you commit to what you guys are doing, you're taking on some serious work. And, like accepting that and honoring it, takes an extraordinary amount of discipline and courage and selflessness. So congratulations.
I guess
I know it's early for congratulations. There's a lot of meat left on the bone. But yeah.
It's funny with I guess the thing like this, you really have no choice as well. And that's part of
it's probably similar like being on a world tour.
Yeah.
You don't have a fucking choice. If you don't want to get out on stage, like you've already decided on the dates 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So suck it up. Yeah.
You're there.
Yeah, exactly. Get to fucking work. Roll up your sleeves. It's not a pleasure. It ain't no pleasure cruise.
Yeah.
Totally.
Were you guys? Have you had conversations about when you're done, like your first meal?
Oh my God. I'm sadly gonna have to leave because Jamie's just calling my name. Oh, I want to chat to him. So
Okay.
What a pleasure speaking to you, man. And just thank you so much for making the time.
Yeah, no, thank you. You guys are, it's obviously it's inspiring and it's just beautiful, and I applaud you.
Thank you, man. Much love, man. Well, I'll swap with Jamie.
But yeah, I'll try and answer that. Yeah, food has been, you can imagine, it's been a big topic. We've had pretty good food on board actually. I mean, Jamie, who's just going to join us in a second, he cooked a lot of the food that we brought out with us. So it's kind of freeze dried, home cooked meals essentially. And that's been awesome. But yeah, in terms of what we're gonna have when we get there, oh my God, I don't know. I think you're a keen for pizza, right?
Hey, man.
Hey, hi, Jamie.
Hey, this is so fucking cool. This is amazing. We've got a beautiful sunrise. We're sipping coffees out of baby beakers, and we're chatting to Flea.
Man, you must have seen a lot of good sunrises on this trip.
This is one to remember for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So Jamie, you did all the cooking, huh?
Yeah. Well, everyone helped out, but I suppose I was acting head chef, and it was pretty intense. I regretted it for many months in the lead up to this voyage, but it's been great. Like we spent a few weeks. We got access to our old school kitchen, and we made like thousands of meals, thousands of like stews and curries and then we took it up to like a farm in rural Scotland called Arbuckles, who had freeze drying facilities.
Yeah.
Freeze dried it and packaged it up, and
here we are. Thankfully, I had so many sleepless nights coming into this, thinking like we're gonna get to week one, open up the first homemade meal, and it's all just gone off. Yeah, but right, we're
They're
fishing the
holding
whole
up.
way up.
They're holding up.
They're
And
holding up.
as you keep eating, the boat's getting lighter and lighter. Does it make it easier to row? Does it make the ballast
Oh,
different? Does it make it row
for
different?
sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, when we left, I mean, honestly, the boat, there couldn't have been any more food packed onto this boat. You know, the actual beds, the cabins have these kind of pretty narrow beds as they are, but we'd stacked up food all the way up the walls, strapped to the roof. So they were like these tiny little. I mean, they were like it was like a kind of sweaty crevice that you slept in. It was really really uncomfortable. And then on deck we had extra kind of dry bags that were strapped on. Because yeah, it's kind of doing because there's three of us trying to do this sort of distance. It's always been a bit of an unknown as to whether it's even possible to get to Australia in time before we run out of food because we were at the limit of what we could bring, and we've
Yeah.
got enough provisions for like 150 days.
Yeah.
But after that, and we couldn't have brought any more even if we wanted to. And we're all, I'd say, like the three of us are pretty lean, and we probably, in the world of ocean rowing, there's some much bigger guys who they need a lot more calories to sustain themselves. So yeah, I think the limiting factor for this sort of crossing is like how much can you fit on the boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's getting lighter though. When we left Lima, the boat was because it was so filled with food. The water line where we have kind of anti-foul up to goes up like 250 mil up the boat, and then there was like another 250 mil above all the kind of like the vinyl, all the sponsor logos. We were like, oh no, it's kind of
Yeah.
like sank into
The deck has these drainage holes, and obviously, like when a wave comes on, the drains out. The water was actually coming up the drainage holes regularly, just because we were so low in the water. But
Yeah.
thankfully, you're so right. As each day goes past, as we eat about 5 kilos of food, yeah,
Yeah.
between us, and so times that by what day 91 now, we're getting through it. It is getting lighter.
slowly hoping getting faster.
It doesn't feel like it at the moment. It feels like we're getting slower, but I think that's hopefully just the weather.
Yeah.
What
Do
do
you,
you
do
do?
you- oh,
I
go
was
on.
going to ask, what do you do for food on like big tours, like keeping, being able to get the food that works for you, and yeah,
Yeah,
how does
I
that
mean,
work?
we're lucky. We're lucky. We have a chef. We bring a
Yeah,
chef,
yeah,
and she cooks for us. And I mean, not at the shows, but we're lucky to be in a situation now where we can eat really well. We stay in
yeah,
fancy places, but it wasn't always like that. I mean, for years and years, we toured in a van, sitting up all through the night, driving through the night for like six
yeah.
months on end. You kind of start
Jeez.
feeling like a caged animal, just eating shitty food, fast
Yeah,
food,
yeah,
roadside, truck stop food, whatever you can get. You always pull into town after a show, you're starving and there's just nothing to eat.
yeah,
And then we kind of got into the middle where it got a little better and you could start asking for food at the venues. But now we have it good. We eat like kings.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like I never thought about that. It's like actually such a kind of physical challenge as a band to get past that point. To obviously there's so many factors that play into it, but like literally just the physicality of being in a van and driving around, doing tours. Like you can't skip that part. You've kind of got to go through that as a band in any. You know, it,
Yeah, and I think if bands that like for us it was we were together and touring for 10 years before we started like becoming a really popular band and really making money and stuff. And without those 10 years, if that would have happened in the beginning, we would have fallen apart right away. We never would have dealt with it. And I think it's really rare. Like if you hear about an artist, like a young artist that puts out their first record and they're a big success, very, very rarely do they continue on having
yeah,
a career that works because something about just paying your dues, it's like going to do the
yeah,
trip you guys are doing right now without,
yeah,
without putting in the work, without knowing what it means.
yeah,
Like you already rode across the Atlantic, but I'm sure before you did that, you did a million little trips where you learned how to do it. You learned the work, you learned what it is to be stuck on a boat with each other for months. Like,
yeah,
and, all the day-to-day things you have to deal with. I mean, for like a band, And it must be like you guys, there's days when we fucking hate each other, you know? And that's when it's really hard, you know? Like when you can live together and everyone's getting along, it's like this magical thing. You're this entity, you know, and it's all love and it's awesome. But when you're not getting along or guys are pissing you off, or you have different ideas about how things should be, it's, you know, it's difficult, right?